Right, so yesterday we talked about something very interesting. Elon Musk went on and said that he wants to give Starlink to the international recognized organizations from within Gaza in order to allow them to communicate with the outside world. Due to the fact that AOC posted on her Twitter saying that there is no way for people from Gaza to communicate and this is unacceptable. But what's interesting is that I think it took a couple of hours after Elon Musk made the statement, again replying to Congresswoman AOC, that an official from the Israeli government said that they will do anything possible in order to stop Elon Musk from deploying Starlink into Gaza. And that was like very interesting because Elon Musk didn't say that he will give it to Gaza. He said that he will give it to the international recognized aid associations. But you kind of can get the fact that if he were to give it to them, like Hamas would be able to at least take some devices, right, and then they would have internet. But that wasn't the interesting part. The interesting part that I initially asked is like, how is this going to take place? I mean, Gaza is surrounded completely, so how can you even get the devices, right? Because Starlink does allow you to connect to the internet from everywhere, but you need to have like this device that makes the connection. So how are you going to get the physical devices inside if Israel doesn't allow you to go in? I don't think Egypt would allow you either. So like, how are you going to get the devices inside? That was my first question. And the second question was regarding the Israeli official, which said that they're going to do everything in their power to stop Starlink from being deployed. And I'm like, okay, but like, assuming that Elon Musk would find a way to get these devices inside, what exactly are they going to do? And I asked this in my comment section, like, how can they actually stop the deployment? And apparently they said that what Russia does is that they use the signal that the satellite is transmitting and they're using missiles in order to strike it down. I don't know if this is true or not, by the way. I haven't fact-checked it. But assuming that it would be true, I guess the cost for doing this is quite expensive. I do not think that it's cheap to perform this. And secondly, Russia, while it's not de jure at war with the United States, it is in very strained and tense situations. While again, like not at war with the United States, it is engaged in a proxy war with the United States. Let's put it like this. So, yeah, I mean, the United States like is already in such cold relationships with Russia that it's kind of understandable. Yeah, like we're going to send weapons and stuff into Ukraine, and well, if you take down the stuff, then it still doesn't escalate past the proxy war part. But if Israel were to, I don't know, like shoot a Starlink satellite, I mean, that would cause massive international incidents, and it would also make America look weak in the international scale. Believe it or not, the international scale most of the time is the United States, but it does have allies, and it does try to maintain some facade, and it does try to at least display some strength every now and then. So having, one of your allies taking down the satellites from an American company, and not only that, these satellites, as we get to see, are of actual strategic national importance. The war in Ukraine is, there were several articles in the media saying the importance of these satellites. So if you want to conduct modern military operations, you definitely need internet. And it's very important to have internet access everywhere. Right? Like Wi-Fi can push it so long, but like to actually have internet coming from outer space is definitely a good thing. So if America were to allow Israel in order to take down the satellites, it would cause an international incident. So like, what else could they do? Well, the other thing that I suggested was that they could try to jam the signal. And I did not know how effective this can be, because when you jam the signal, you must make sure that you don't jam your own equipment. Apparently, people said that it can be done, so I assume like this would have been one way. But the other way that I predicted that this is what is actually happening is to put pressure on Elon Musk. So there can be political pressure, there can be corporate pressure, right? Like, and this is probably what happened because, as we get to see here, much to the dismay of many people, Elon Musk called head of Israel's security agency and assured him that he fully supports Israel in its war against terrorism and that no Starlink will be given to Gaza without Israel's security approval. Right, so in other words, he's not going to do anything. This was just a PR stunt, I believe. Like, he tried farming reputation points with the left by posting in AOC's comment. I mean, believe it or not, Elon Musk does try to pretend that, well, actually, I'm not a political partisan. I try to be fair and balanced. So, look, I tried to extend goodwill. I posted in AOC's comment that I did try to help the civilians from Gaza. But at the same time, he's also not going to risk his business. He's also not going to risk having political pressure put on him more than he already has. So he's going to say, well, I wanted to do it. However, I'm not going to do it unless Israel allows me to. The reality of the situation is that de facto he can't do it. Like, I genuinely maintain this because there's a lot of people on the right that are saying, oh my God, he cocked. But like, how would you expect him to do it physically? Like he has to go through Israel in order to reach Gaza. Like, he has to go through Israeli space. And again, like, the other option would be to do it through Egypt, but does the Egyptian government even want to allow that? Because that's another question, right? And not to mention, like, imagine if he actually does it. Like, let's say he sends trucks filled with the Starlink gadgets, and as they're entering the border into Gaza, Hamas actually robs them. How would that look on his company? I mean, we're not even talking about PR, but like, it would be an international disaster. And he would definitely get into trouble. Not just a lawsuit. No, he could actually be convicted of stuff. Like, could actually go to prison for it. So he could be like Victor Bout, right? Like the guy that was an arms dealer. I mean, it would probably be video like that. So yeah, I didn't expect that he would actually go through with it. As I said before, Elon Musk is a salesman, first and foremost. His job is to raise the PR of his companies. So I think he did a good job. Yeah, like he came out scoring a W. He's like, oh, I want to do it, but like, I'm not allowed. Like, okay, well, and he's not doing it for Gaza. No, he's doing it for the international recognized aid associations, of course. Yeah, so I think that this was a smart move. He may have upset people on Twitter, but I think like the mainstream goes like, oh wow, he's a humanitarian. Like, he actually cares about the people. Which is possible that he does, but I don't think that he himself believed that this plan of giving Starlink to the Gaza Strip was possible. It was just, okay, well, I'll make a Twitter post, and when the Israelis get upset, I will call them and I'll say, well, I'm not doing it without your consent. So that's pretty much what happened. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.